Hello everybody and welcome to Wonderfully Hopeless Colors. My name is Charity and today we're going to color in Grains of Gold by Hannah Carlson. I am going to color this page, the double page. So that's where we're going to start today, and I think I'm going to start on the astronauts. We are going to be using Blackwidows pencils. So let me just get things moved around my desk. I am not feeling the greatest tonight. I'm once again feeling very, very low energy. Again today, I don't know what the problem is, but I had lots of plans for tonight because my husband's at D&D and I don't think any of them are going to happen. Alright. We're going to start with their outfit, and I think their outfit is going to be pink and purple. I am feeling pink and purple. So, just trying to decide what I want to do. And I think we're going to start with some hot pink. If I can find hot pink. 86. Alright. I have my hot pink, I have my pencil sharpener, and the two shall meet. So I hope everybody is having a good week. It is Wednesday today, and it has been a day, so yeah, I'm just not sure how to say other than it's been a day. I woke up pretty low energy, and the day did not get any better. Some of my classes went better than others. So it was what it was. Yeah. Some of the seniors were fired up over the debate, which can be interesting, depending on the kiddo and some other factors, but well, I'm not going to get into politics too much, but the kids know, okay, that no might be a bit, they understand that I am not a Trump fan. That's about the limit of their understanding of politics. I find it somewhat amusing, that the nuance and complexity of people's political opinions is currently lost on them. They don't understand how you can not be a Trump fan. So there's always that start. And then they don't quite understand what an independent means. So to them, that means that I don't have a candidate, so I apparently just can't vote this time because I don't have an independent candidate to vote for, which it's like, that's not what independent means, guys. And they asked some other questions. I'll answer the more benign of their questions, but I try and steer clear of the direct political questions. I won't get into why I do or don't like a candidate. I generally tell them, you know, you're allowed your opinion, I'm allowed my opinion, and it's okay that we don't agree. And that's just, I mean, that's where I leave it. And I don't think they know what to do with that. They kind of are like, what? Wait, what do you mean it's okay to have my opinion and for you to have... I'm like, you're not going to convince me you're right. I'm not going to convince you. It's not my job to convince you that I'm right. And that's okay. So, I wouldn't fall for their baiting me today, which I think they were a little disappointed in, but that's okay. They're high school kids. I mean, considering they watched the debate and they had an opinion, I have taught at schools where the kids don't even know there's a debate, nor do they have an opinion on what was said. So the fact that they're interested, paid attention, and were watching it back in class, while I watched it last night and didn't really feel the need to listen to it again, I will give props to the fact that they were paying attention and knew what was going on. And for high school kids, I know I really didn't watch debates when I was that age. Politics was boring. I didn't care. So, I mean, kudos to them for that. So, but it did make for a long and stressful day when the kids have a definitive opinion. All right. I think I'm going to go for the shirt matching the pants. Yeah, I'm going to have the shirts match the pants. It's a uniform of sorts. We'll go for it's a uniform of sorts. And I'm just right now coloring all over with the lightest color, and then I'm going to go back in and add the highlights and, or not the highlights, the shadows and stuff. Yeah, I can use words, really I can. I spent most of my evening last night doing math, so it's probably part of the reason why I'm so tired, is my brain is just like, why? And I was struggling. I'm doing trig. Not that anybody cares what math I'm doing, but I'm doing trig. I am not the best math person ever. I don't feel like I'm horrible, but I'm not, the best person ever. I teach, some math and science, so it's not like I'm not familiar with math, but a lot of the more advanced stuff I haven't used since high school, so it's kind of like, I don't freaking remember. So, I mean, I haven't done trig since high school, and so I vaguely remember trig, but at the same time, and I get that there are some limitations when teaching online. I get that, but what my professor is asking me to do, I just can't wrap my head around. It is just, it ate up all my brain power and totally frustrated me because I just couldn't get it. I just could not successfully grasp. I mean, I get the concept, I get the overall concept, but how to apply it in the way he wanted, I just was not successful at. So that was frustrating me. But what are you gonna do? My husband told me, he's like, maybe you should lay off of that topic for a few days and then try and come back to it. I'm like, I took that quiz 4 times. I have best out of 5 tries. Right now, I'm sitting at essentially a B. And you know what? I think I'm going to leave it there. I typically want an A on these things because, well, I want to master it. I'm working towards a math certificate to be a math teacher. And so I want to master it. I want to be able to do it well. But this is not something that's going to be on the math test for teaching math. And I've come to the realization that sometimes I just need to let it go, and being a perfectionist is not my jam, or not necessary. I'm not always a perfectionist. All right, now what color do I want? We have a light coating. Oh wait, I gotta do the bottom for sure. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what's causing my fatigue today. I don't think so, but I don't know what's causing it. And I don't really want to think about it too hard. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit darker. Let's do pig ear, just because I like the sound of it. What number is that? 20. Some days I just love the names of these things. Who doesn't want to color with something called pig ear? I love my Black Widow pencils. And actually, first I'm going to come in with my darkest color. And I think I'm going to make that rosy. So, 136. 135, 136. We'll see how far I get tonight before I crash. Honestly, I need to stay awake because I have to pick up the husband at 9. And I'm afraid if I crash, I'm not going to wake up in time to pick him up. So I really am trying to stay awake, which is why I pulled out the coloring book and decided to color, because I was like, yeah, I need to do something to stay awake. So we will we'll color and see if that doesn't help. I almost just went to Walmart and shopped, but I don't really need to go shopping. So my students wanted to do just about anything but their math work today. And I was like, guys, And the unfortunate thing is, one of the things I have to do tomorrow, Friday, is write a math test. Not my favorite thing in the world, but it has to be done. So but I don't like writing regular or biology tests. Writing tests is probably my least favorite part of teaching. When you get that class who's willing to do class discussion, which I have several classes this year that engage and are interested in learning, and it is just, it's the best. It's the best thing when the kids are engaged and interested in what you're trying to teach, and they want to learn, and they're not just, you know, there because they have to be. They're interested in the subject. So my forensic science class was a great example of that. Now, in part because I told them if they didn't participate, they were going to write a 3,000 word essay. So you'd be surprised how many kids are willing to do stuff when faced with that. But once they got started, it was great. And I'm hoping, because last year my class, you know, 3 words each, and they thought that was class discussion, and they just didn't want to talk about it. They just wanted to do something else. So I am loving that this group is engaged and wants to discuss the topic, and they're excited about it, and that just makes all of the difference when you're teaching. To have those kids like, hey, and they had watched, so we were discussing today the John Benet Ramsey case, because it was the case file that their chapter started with. And so we started discussing just the bare basics yesterday. And then I said, well, I'm going to put a video on YouTube, on Google Classroom, and I want you to watch it. Well, I didn't get it posted, but several of the kids went and watched videos on their own last night. So they came prepared to discuss not only the video we watched in class, but they had additional information, and it was just, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation where, you know, they participated, they had thoughts and opinions, they could base it in some facts, and they had good questions. And it's a great learning opportunity and way to learn. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. Hopefully they did too. So, and then either this chapter or next chapter, I forget which one it is, we talk about Lizzie Borden, and we talk about the Lindbergh baby. They're old unsolved case file, or I think the Lindbergh is solved now. They're older cases with lots of documentation, and it really engages the students. One of my students has already told me that they've read like every book in the local library and the school library about the Lizzie Borden case, and they can't wait to discuss that. So that one I think will be interesting because they do have an interest. And obviously as a teacher, you love it when they have an interest without you having to kind of push it. So that's awesome. And I think I am going to just let them play Clue tomorrow, because the next topic is crime scene sketching, and I don't really want to start that right before the weekend, because we're going to do crime scene sketching and then crime scene photography. And so that's a whole nother kettle of fish. So, but I think they'll like it. But I have to get out the stuff and set up the crime scene, and we start off smaller for the, and then we get into more details, so it'll be interesting. I enjoy it. And they're actually asking for some of the more challenging projects that sometimes the kids just don't want to do. So it makes the class so much more fun to teach when the kids are interested in what you're teaching and want to do the assignments and aren't fighting you on the work. So that's always a bonus. So that made for a great day. And then one of my other classes was just did a great job at their assignment, and yeah, it just, even though I'm exhausted and I just want to go to bed, I was so pleased with how my students did today. Most of them anyway. I will say I'm very concerned when some of them get out into the real world and they realize that it's not quite what they think it is. I find it somewhat amusing, but also somewhat disheartening that my students seem to think that high school is like prison. And I'm like, if you guys think that your school is like a prison, then you really need a reality check, because I'm going to guarantee you anybody in prison is going to say, no, high school is not like prison, and they wish that it was that easy. But they're teenagers and they don't listen, and because phones are being restricted this year, they are really unhappy about that. And I get that they're unhappy about it, but we have told them for years, if they don't learn to control themselves, then, you know, it's going to become a bigger issue. And then you add the mental health aspects and the social media, and it's just so much better to not have the phones in the classrooms. I am loving the pink, and then I'm going to add some purple in here, because yes, why not? I'm liking the pink. Liking the pink uniform. I'm digging it. I was maybe just a little bit bummed that the, I think it's Hannah Carlson Christmas book is not going to be in the States till next year. Looks really pretty from the flip-throughs. But I'm not ordering it from iMusic. It's like, yeah, I'll wait. It's not the end of the world. And it's not like I haven't been on a recent buying of coloring books kick and have more than enough. So there is that. But, the whole no energy thing means I'm doing a lot more coloring than I am cross-stitching or knitting. So, which is a shame because I have plenty of both for whips, but I just, the thought of sitting down and pulling out my cross stitch right now is like, no. I don't see that happening. And I did it last week, but I just, well, okay, Monday I didn't have time. My husband wanted to, what did he want? I don't remember what Monday was anymore. How sad is that? And then yesterday I was doing math. No, Monday I was doing math too. So Monday and Tuesday I was doing math. And today, no energy. So the thought of pulling out my cross stitch. I've already been knitting because I knit on socks in the morning and stuff at work. Oh, well, the kids come in the morning. I stand out in the hall and try and greet students and that kind of stuff. So. It's good to be able to interact outside of the classroom sometimes, because sometimes in the classroom, you know, you're trying to get them to do work and, you know, you're pushing them to do what they're supposed to do, and sometimes they can forget that, you know, you actually care and you're interested in what they're doing. Just sometimes it's not appropriate to discuss in the classroom. Sometimes they have struggles with that. And for some kiddos, they don't understand that while I don't mind you talking, you have to be working while talking, depending on what we're doing. You can't just sit there and socialize. Some kids are better at that than others. Hand cramp. I don't know how far I'm going to get on this tonight. I'm enjoying it. I think it looks good. I'm liking the pink. Apparently my camera decided I'd been talking long enough. It told me to shut up. It's alright. It means I've been going for a while. And unfortunately, because I don't feel good, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on this. Let's see. I need to put shadows on that pouch, or that pocket, but I'm just going for getting the base layers down first, and then I'm going to come back and add more color. And I think I'm just gonna see how far I get, because my hand is going numb, which means I'm probably pushing too hard, but and since I have nerve damage in the right arm, I don't need nerve damage in the left arm, so have to be careful with that. Alright. We're gonna come in and we're gonna blend with the hot pink. Alright, unfortunately, I think that's about all I'm going to get done tonight. Because, yeah. If I can get a blender. And I'm using my Prisma blender. It's not my favorite blender, but it is a blender, and it's one I have, and so I'm going to use it. It works okay. I like the other one better, and I can't remember, the Caran d'Ache one better, but at the time, I couldn't, they were out of stock or something. I don't remember. And so I bought a bunch of I bought a package of the Prisma. So I have quite a few Prismas. And it's like, we'll use them. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop there, and didn't get quite as far as I would like, but we have a start, and we'll see how far we get next time. Hopefully tomorrow I feel a little bit better and I can make a little bit more progress, because I have been wanting to start this page for 2 weeks, and I keep getting something coming up and I haven't been able to start it. So now that I got it started, I want to work on it. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.